Hey guys, and welcome to part 4 of Let's Play Spider-Man Shattered Dimension on the DS. In the last part we took on the Tinkerer, or whatever, the Tinkerer, some weird guy who has robots, you know, classic super villain stuff. So, yeah, in this part we're first off going to start by doing a couple of things in this place, you know, in Amazing Spider-Man's universe, before actually heading out to the next place. So first off, you're going to want to come along here. Yes, a lot of this stuff is very easily missed. If you just burn through this game without looking for the items, you're just going to miss them. But if you take 2 seconds to have a look, you'll find them. So, now that we have the reinforced web, I would definitely recommend coming over here to grab this health, because, you know, it's health. Health is useful no matter what game you're playing. So, we're now actually on 400, which is quite nice. We'll probably be okay for the rest of the LP if we just stopped getting health at this point, but you know, for the sake of getting all the items, I'm going to get all the items. Right, so now if you come along here, we can't actually go into that yet, but we'll be doing that later. But if we come down here, we will see that, yeah, another reinforced web thing. So all you have to do is look out for these things and you should get them. And again, a damage upgrade, extra 10%. Very, very useful. So I'm not too sure actually what percent we're on at the moment, but we must be on, like, I don't know, 40% extra damage. You can actually see how much damage or how much more damage you're doing when you're attacking enemies, because attacking a standard enemy with a standard attack, I think at this point, I can't remember exactly how much it does, but you know, you can definitely see how much damage your damage increase thanks to the numbers that now appear in this game. Right, so if you want to go this way, because of course we're trying to head to the exclamation point. And in case you're wondering, no, you can't get any of the items that you can see on screen in this room. And also it's kind of confusing with those sort of places, that sort of door. You would think that you wouldn't be able to destroy it, or you wouldn't be able to do anything to it until you got, like... I should actually talk for a second. But yeah, without the reinforced web, but yeah, those sort of barriers you can just punch, so... I'm not too sure what is the difference between, you know, the ones that you web and the one that you can just punch, but yeah, like, so if you spend ages trying to web one, just go up to it and punch it, you know, if you can't do it. Right, so I was just checking up there to see if there's anything we could get. There's nothing you can get up there, so don't worry about that. And now we have another one of these sections, which again, I did a lot of editing to edit out my actual final version of me actually doing it and not messing up. That's why the bar is flashing red, because it only flashes red once you go all the way back down from actually doing it quite a bit. So yeah, I took a lot out. The reason why I actually leave these bits in is because A, the game's pretty short as it is, so anything to beef up the videos, sure, why not? But yeah, also just to show exactly how hard they are, or how long it takes for them to do. As you can see here, I'm having a lot of trouble doing it, just getting the spinning down, so that's why I'm having trouble. So I'm assuming if you're playing on the DS you're fine, but yeah, for me, actually just getting it to spin is kind of hard. Because I think on this one you actually have to spin it twice. So I would probably recommend spinning it once straight away, and then once it gets to about a third of the way along the meter, do it again. Because that means very soon that the hands are going to show up. And because it slows down, yeah, because it then starts slowing down, you do actually have to spin it again. But of course at this point I'm using my mouse pad trying to quickly click everything, so it's a bit hectic, but...
Let the tablet lead you. Hidden among history itself lies your prize.
What is she talking about? Why couldn't she just tell us what to do? Oh, crazy cryptic people. So what I'm actually going to show you is something that if you... This is what I did first when I was doing a test thing. I came down here and I was like, oh, now I'm just stuck. Because as you can see, there's a load of items you can get this way, but you can't actually go that way yet. So what if you actually do fall down here like I did, this is what you're meant to do. You are meant to do one of these, like this weird wall climb, where you keep just using your web to get up there, because Noir Spider-Man can't climb walls. So yeah, I just pointed that out just in case you did what I did initially and thought, hey, I'll go check for items, and then you're like, oh, now I'm stuck forever. So yeah, now I'm actually going to head to where we need to go, so it's pretty cool. This bit's, it's all standard. I don't think you can actually get that item right there. But you can get this item because now we have the reinforced web, so that's quite nice. But of course that one's very easy to miss as well, because you... Like, I found that by accident. I was just trying to go the way I was meant to go and I found this place. But we get the spring back, which is you get hit, and then if you press R right before you fall down, you do this, you spring back. Just as the item is called, so... It's pretty useful. The problem is, I don't really use that much because I never really think to dodge. I think it's a lot more effective to, like, the way to dodge, to just jump out the way rather than, you know, actually press R to dodge. Oh, excuse me. Right, so we can't go in that yet. Another secret that we have to do later. But no, we've been ambushed. They're pretty clever, these enemies. They're pretty clever. So this is the first time we see these big, not sure what they're called, Titan guys? Big muscle men. At first I was like, I thought they were like half robot, like a cyborg guy, but obviously this is the 1930s and cyborgs don't get invented till like 2050 or something. Right, so we have another one of these, which are, again, pretty standard. You know, not much to it. You just have to take on the enemies, use the same tactic as before. You can disarm the enemies if you want, but I find that disarming the enemies, you don't do that much damage to them, and if you're moving around all the time, disarming the enemies actually isn't that useful anyway. Although, of course, that guy then suddenly shoots me, but if you want, you can just pick him up and throw him. But another thing that's I like to do all the time, you probably notice how I fight in this game already, but I like to do the old swing attack and then use the hammer slam. And now that we have the back kick, if you can always like use the back kick, because if you swing into enemies and then slam down, like so if there's an enemy to the left and right, you can then just use your back kick whichever way, just because of how powerful it is. I mean, it does a ton of damage to them and it sends them flying, so that's very useful. But now these guys are throwing weird green liquid things, which is pretty funny because they can attack each other with them. Oh, sorry. That's one thing that's great about this game. Enemies can attack each other. And usually will. It's very embarrassing. Right, so if there's one thing I didn't want to have to do in any of the other Spider-Man dimensions, it's using the glide ability. So Noir Spider-Man gets the glide ability, so we already know how that works and how, I'm not a big fan, I won't lie. Right, we can't actually get up there just as yet, but we do need to use our newfound glide ability to get to new areas. Oh, and also watch out for those, mines. Those guys up there, because they will just do 20 damage, which isn't really a big deal, but they will also, like, mess you up and send you flying, so... They actually do expect you to do some platforming in this bit using the glide ability. So that bit, not too bad, you know, right? Just had to use some gliding stuff, pretty simple. You know, I didn't have much trouble with that. What I did have a lot of trouble with is this next bit, where I don't know where I'm going now. See, I was just looking for stuff and I accidentally fell down. And also with this wall jumping thing I'm doing, where I'm swinging back to the wall, it's a lot more effective, or you might find it easier to use use A, and then like pull yourself right to the point, rather than use the swinging, which is B. So while I do use B to swing back to the wall, you might find it easier to press A. And yeah, another mine. So, I'm actually... So you have to glide along here, and then you can't web on those walls. Because those walls are damaged, apparently you can't web on them. Yeah, I don't know how that works either. So you are meant to glide along here, and I'm about to make a cut. There we go, I just made a small cut there. Because I took forever doing this, I just couldn't get the hang of it. I think you're supposed to tap it, or just... Pretty much... Okay, so the way you meant to do it is go on this platform, swing up, glide up there. Don't try and swing up there from the wall, because it just won't work. Trust me, I tried it a million times. So glide up there, and then from here you're meant to glide up to that top bit. But it's extremely tricky, and I don't really like the glide mechanic. I don't know, it just doesn't seem to work too well for me. Maybe that's just me being stupid. I'll happily accept the fact that's probably me being stupid. And also the fact that there's these annoying enemies around. You know, you gotta take that guy's gun away. It's the least you can do. So you probably just did it first time, like no problem, but yeah, I had a few troubles. I think it's easier to actually, like, not hold L. I think holding L messes you up. So, we just found a freak. No, that's not how it works, I'm afraid.
Luckily, I got the half of this relic.
No, it doesn't work. Death and you can't bring people back just because you dress like an idiot. It doesn't work like that. Right, so here we have the next boss battle. And a pretty simple battle actually. What you have to do, there's two stages to it, or two phases of it I should say. The first one is taking on these three enemies. She will spawn three of these massive guys right here to take you out. And when you take one out, you'll see in the background one of these purple symbols shows up around that weird voodoo doll, or Yoodoo doll if you're looking at the bottom screen. Yeah, I don't know why it's called that. So yeah, each time you defeat one, one will show up, and once you defeat all three, this will happen. And then you can actually attack her. But you want to get out of the way of that attack. Although I say it's not really that great. That was kind of a cheap kick. I went behind her and smashed her, it was horrible. But yeah, I would say, because you can't actually attack her when these titans are around. If you try and attack her, she will just disappear. So you do want to just focus on these guys. And you don't want to worry too much about how much damage you're taking. If you got all the same power-ups and like extras that I got, then you're going to be as powered up as I had, and I had no problem. And also when the enemies die, they drop health, so any health you lose fighting them, you just gain straight back. So she will shoot stuff at you, but then she will get dizzy right afterwards, so that gives you the chance to do it. So I managed to do it in 2 there, but if you do it in 3, that's not really a problem. But that's the end of this part, so we actually unlocked a new power-up, Shatter Illusion. Looks very mystical. I guess it makes sense that we get that off some weird voodoo or yoo-hoo doll French lady, so...
But do not delay. The fabric of reality.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. So anyway, in the next part we're going to use our new power for justice and good, so see you later.